Greetings everyone, this is your ICT tutor, ICT facilitator on this one. I appreciate everyone for subscribing. I appreciate your love for the good comments and the positive energy. So for today, I'm going to be discussing with us Jjeb Joint Examination Board, the July-August 2025 ICT Paper 2, where we are to look at item 1 and then we shall be navigating to item 2 in the coming in video. So I want to appreciate your time. My name again is Mutebi Ratibu, your ICT facilitator. Those who want to reach out, my contact is 0784 657421, and those following on YouTube, don't forget that on YouTube, my user, my handle, the channel name is Mutebi Ratibu, and then the full name again is Mutebi Ratibu. Let's dive deep into the question item to see what we had to do in this Jjeb paper for 2025, the July-August set. So the question paper is over here with us. We want to navigate through together to see how the candidate had to manipulate the different applications to attend to the item setter's interest. So this is what we have at stake, the Jjeb Joint Examination Board. Okay, so let us scroll into the item and start digesting the grammar to give us an overview on what we had to do. Item 1. The management of Kapei Market Traders Association is preparing for an upcoming stakeholders engagement day for new vendors who joined the market this year. The event will begin with a meeting between vendors and association officials to discuss market security and rent payments. Very good. After the meeting, each vendor will receive a payment statement for their store. The market operations manager has asked your brother, who is a market coordinator, to digitally organize the vendors' payment records, include coordinator comments, and compile each vendor's overall balances for the month of May. Each vendor is expected to pay a monthly fee. Put this into your notebook there. Each vendor is expected to pay a monthly fee of UGX 150,000 as store rent and daily security fee of UGX 1,000. These are key figures in the question. Let me put highlighters on them. They are going to be paying a monthly payment of 150 and then 1,000 UGX on a daily basis. The vendor's payment record for the month of May. Basis 4, commenting and blank payment statement are provided in the file vendors.docx in the support file folder. So this is what we have at stake, and this is what they want us to manipulate at this point. So I want to teach the person following. I want to work with you to show you how the learner had to integrate over 3 applications. We are going to be using word processing, we are going to be using spreadsheet applications, and we are going to also be using the PowerPoint presentation at stake. Now my task is to give you the relevance, the connection on how each and every module had to be integrated. So here we go. 1, after reading through the question, the learner or the candidate that is working for an A in ICT has to first create a folder. Create a folder with your full name and personal number. I'll create a folder here. Mutebi Ratibu 004 is my personal number for today's video. The people following, you are my superstar for the day. Thank you so much, and please don't forget to pause and play as you also try out. Don't forget that the support files have been put in the video description. Please click the link. You will be able to get whatever you want onto your screen there. Here we go. We have a folder. Now, after creating a folder, please take time and then create 2 other subfolders here. Right click, option in new, come here. This will be my item 1 folder. We shall say item 1 over here. So now, after creating your item 1, after creating your item 1 folder, please go on to create your item 2. I'll come here and create item 2. After creating item 2, remember today in this video we're going to be looking at item 1, so I'm going to be working from this folder here. So now, after doing that, I will come and take a walk through into the support material. Remember the question paper here is telling us that, they're telling us here that the vendor's payment record of the month of May, basis for commenting and blank payment settlements are provided in the file vendors.docx. So this is what we have here. So we are going to be using a file called vendors.docx. I'll come here, I copy this file called vendors. After copying, I come and drop it in my working folder for item 1. After putting it here, I will come and open to view what is there. I will open to view what is over here. So now, when I check through, we see that we have a simple table, and this table has over 6 columns where we have the store number, the name of vendor, the rent paid, the security fee paid, the overall balance, the coordinator's comment is what we have here. And then when we scroll down, we see that we have basis for commenting, thank you. And then we have page 2 where we have a payment statement where we are going to be manipulating and doing a few things. Now, after you looking at this as a candidate of the new curriculum, what is supposed to reflect to start populating in your mind that I'm going to be using some spreadsheet, I'm going to be using some word processing, and then I'll also go on to use the PowerPoint presentation. You might ask me, how will PowerPoint come into play? Remember, at the start of the item, they are telling us here that the management of Kapei Market Traders is preparing for an upcoming stakeholders engagement day. So they are going to be making some presentations for new vendors who join the market this year. The event will begin with a meeting between vendors and association officials to discuss market security and rent payments. So now, in this aspect, they will need to use PowerPoint presentation to come up with their engagements with a lot of ease. So now, after looking at this, allow me to navigate through and create an Excel file over here, which I'm going to call the vendor's spreadsheet. Let me save it as vendors spreadsheet, yes, or vendors data analysis. So you're free to save it in a way that is really connecting or blending with the scenario. So I'll come, open it. After opening, it's over here, and then I have my Word file called vendors. I will again first come back here to the item to pick what they really want from us. The market operations manager has asked your brother, who is the market coordinator, to digitally organize the vendors' payment records. What do they want? Include coordinator comments, yes, and compile each vendor's overall balances for the month of May. Now, task A, help your brother to organize the vendors' records electronically and obtain their overall balances for the month of May. Overall balances. I'm overreading the question so that you, the person following, follow through on what we are going to be doing. Now, after checking this, I'll come over here. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to copy this file here, the table, sorry. Then I come to my spreadsheet. I put the cursor where I want to paste, right click, choose the second option which says match destination formatting. Click here and then your file will be put over there. Allow me to highlight everything. I'm going to use Roboto as my font style, and let me take around 16 font style for your comfort. I want to be able to see what I'm doing. So this is our data set. I'm trying to expand it so that people can view. I want to make sure that people can see what I'm trying to manipulate here. Let me wrap text. Okay, when I wrap text around here, yes, then maybe the name, I can keep it at that point. Then the figures, yes, here, okay, even here, allow me wrap text around here, then here, this is overall, and then the comment, it is also taking a lot of space. Allow me wrap text here too, and then the overall balance. Should I wrap text? Remember, all these are skills that the learner is trying to apply in his work to show that he has knowledge about the application. Yes. Now, after doing this, allow me Ctrl S to save changes. This is what we have. But what are we supposed to do? Remember, you should not rush, because when you rush, you crash. And I want you to get an A in ICT this year. So now, I'll first go back to the question. I understand each vendor is expected to pay a monthly fee of UGX 150,000. Oh, monthly fee, UGX. So I'll come into my work here. I say, let me organize my information. Let me come over here. I say, at this point, I'm going to put monthly fee. Yes, a monthly fee of what? A monthly fee. Let me put my figure here. Let me merge so that we can view. And then every vendor should pay a monthly fee of 150,000. Yes. After putting that there, I'll get back to the scenario. What are they telling me that? As store rent and a daily security fee of UGX. Look at the symbols. UGX 1,000 each. So I say daily. I will come here. I say this is daily. Daily security. Should I maintain uppercase? Yes, for uniformity. Let me see. Daily security. Daily security is 1,000. Okay, now after putting this down here, this is daily security. This is monthly fee. Let me try to reduce on the view so that people following can really navigate with me. So I'm going to be zooming as I zoom out. So now, after getting this, I'll come here and start again. I check here to see, have I missed anything? The vendor's payment records for the month of May. Month of May. Okay, this is also crucial. Month of May. Yes, here we go. Month of May. This is monthly, this is daily. Okay, what do they want? Help your brother to organize the vendor's records electronically and obtain their overall balances for the month of May. I will come back here. I again check very well to see that when we check here, we see that Julius Wako had paid over 100,000. But on which figure? On the figure which is 150. Yes, he had only paid this. But then when we check on the same candidate, Julius Wako, under security, he had only paid 5,000. But 5,000 on what? That is the question. Remember that each vendor had to pay 1,000 on a daily basis. Let me even put it here at. Let me use a symbol at daily. At daily is how he was going to be paying over 1,000. Now, remember our month of interest, Lana, please, our month of interest is the month of May. Now, you have to ask yourself if on a daily basis, the candidates or the vendors were paying us 1,000. Now, how much are we demanding them? Remember, the month of May has 31 days. So I'll come here and say now monthly security fee. Monthly security fee, where I'll get this figure here, I multiply it with the 31 days. So I'll come here and say equal signs this figure here, shift asterisk 31. So it means that every vendor had to pay a security fee of 31,000, a monthly fee of their store of 150,000. Now, after getting this had to be for that top learner that has read the question thoroughly well to know that, okay, I had to compute the monthly security fee to be knowing that a month of May has 31 days, and these guys were paying 1,000 on a daily basis. Okay, now here we go. What do they want from us? They want us to compute the overall balance. So I'll come over here, I insert a column, I come over here, I insert another column. Then here I'm going to call it balance on rent paid. Balance on rent paid. Allow me wrap text. Yes. Let me put this maybe around here. Then here, I'm going to put balance on security fee. Please don't forget. Please, you're free to pause. You try out with me. We move together so that we don't lose out on each and every step. Now, after doing all this, I can go on to align my content. Maybe, should I put in the center? Yes. And then remember, these are key labels that we shall need. For now, allow me bold them, though we are going to be doing more magic on them to come up with stunning work. Now, I'm done composing my columns of interest. Balance on rent paid, balance on security fee. Over here, we have overall balance. And we are going to start our calculation. Okay, so to everyone watching, don't forget we are looking at our Jjeb mock paper for 2025 is what we are trying to digest in this video. We are looking at the Ginger Joint Examination Board on this. So here, to compute my balance on rent, I will say equal signs what? Equal signs my figure for rent, which is this one, my figure for rent, which is that one, minus the rent paid so far for every candidate. But now, if I come here and enter like this, and I start auto-filling, I'll be getting negatives. I'll be getting negatives because the candidate has not been able to lock the figure that you want to be using to subtract. I'm going to be using this same figure to subtract for each and every vendor. So I'll come over here in my data. I say equal signs the overall figure, which I had to put here so that I can blend a standard function. I I say minus the rent paid, but I will come and lock the overall or the figure that they had to pay as their balance, as their overall rent, which was 150. So remember, I had placed that in a cell C35. So I'll come, I put a dollar sign there, I come here, shift dollar sign. So now I have locked this figure. It will not change by applying what we call absolute cell referencing. I'll hit enter. After that, I'll come and autofill. When we autofill, we see now we have been able to come up with our balance for each and every candidate or vendor. Now I'll come to security fee, equal signs what? I go down here. I had placed my overall security over here. Then I get back here. Minus what? Minus the security fee paid as of now. After getting that, don't forget to lock this cell. We don't want it to change. Shift dollar sign here, come here, shift dollar sign. What we are applying, we call it absolute cell referencing. I'll hit the enter button. I come over here, I autofill. When I autofill, I'll see the balance for each and every candidate. But remember, the question is telling us here, when we check our question very well, they are telling us that help your brother to organize the vendor's records electronically and obtain their overall balances for the month of May. So we want to compute their overall balance. We want to know how much are we demanding Julius Wako, how much are we demanding Muanguzi as the overall balance. So now I will come, I get the balance for rent, shift plus, I add it with the balance for security fee, I hit the enter button. I come over here, I autofill. As simple as that. You see, my data sheet is taking shape. My data sheet is getting everything in a way that you want it to be composed. Now, after getting this, remember, we have another pending column which we are referring to as a coordinator's comment. But when you check the question thoroughly well, just look at the beauty of the question. Generate the coordinator's comment for each vendor and produce their payment statement. Nice. But they are telling us that, what is here? Basis for commenting and blank payment statement are provided in the file vendors. So I will come here. I check my support file very well because I don't want to lose any mark. Basis for payment. Oh, so I will come over here. I pick the basis for payment. I'll pick the basis for payment. Let me, I can decide to copy. Yes, but before, let me first take the heading. I'm going to copy this. I come here. Remember, you have to be very, very fast. But for video purpose, I'm going to take it so that I don't leave anyone behind. So I come, Control V. When I Control V, my base of payment is over there. Now I will go over here. I want to pick this table the way it is here. Let me Control C. I come back to my data sheet. Down here, right click, and I'm going to paste. When I paste, yes, okay, let me paste. When I paste, everything gets here. Let me come merge this up. I want to merge it maybe up to around here. Yes, maybe up to around here, and then I'm going to merge. After merging, allow me maintain a uniform font. This is Roboto, which is my favorite font. You're free to take any that you want, and then I'm going to take 14 as my font size. So now I want to make sure that my comments are visible and clear. I'm going to merge this. I'm going to merge so that the comments are well aligned. in my columns of interest. Allow me align them left. Yes. Then here, you see how I'm organizing my data. I don't want to leave any stone unturned. So after getting this here, I'll now come and look into the comments very well. Vendor's balance range or the coordinator's comment. Let me bold this, and then I'm going to be doing the polish later. No balance, we shall say cleared. Basis for commenting. No balance, cleared. Any balance, please remit the money to avoid inconveniences. So now I'll come over here, I start commenting. I say equal signs if. I'm going to use the if function. If what? If this figure is what? Is greater or equal to 1. We want to say that if the figure here in this overall balance is greater or equal to 1. So if there is anything that looks like balance, what should happen to them? What should happen? We shall say that over here we are going to be commenting. Okay, so we are setting our condition that if the figure here is greater or equal to 1, comma, drop a comma here, greater or equal to 1, we shall put a comma, open quotes. What should be the statement? The statement will be, please, if there is anything that is greater or equal to 1, we shall tell them, please remit the money to avoid inconveniences. So I will come here and say, I'm going to use lowercase, please remit the money to avoid inconveniences. Okay, so after putting my comment there, I'll close my quote. I drop a comma. After dropping a comma, I open another quote. I now go on to put the other remaining comment, which is cleared. I'll come here and say cleared. So, let me use lowercase. Cleared. I will close quote. I close the bracket. Look at my if. If this figure is greater or equal to 1, I will tell the candidate or the vendor, please remit the money to avoid inconveniences. Or you're cleared, because we have only 2 conditions. That's why we're opening only one if. So I will come, hit the enter button. When I hit the enter button here, I then come autofill. When I autofill, we see that every vendor had a pending balance. That's why we see the comment having the same statement. So we can come here just for purpose of clarity. If I put here a 0, meaning that maybe this candidate had paid each and everything to 0, when I click in space, we see that this candidate will have been given a comment cleared. But we are still demanding them over 2,000. So now, after putting this comment, I can go on to expand so that we can view each and everything very, very well. Now, after putting this, this is my data set. After computing everything, remember here, we are looking at a meeting that we shall be sharing. A meeting that we are going to be discussing multiple things. So now, for the meeting, I will come here, even I can compute the overall total, or let me say the grand total balance. We are going to be using it, grand total balance, where I will be able to compute it over here. Let me say equal signs sum open. We want the brother that we are supporting even to be able to come up with this overall balance. Yes, close bracket, hit enter. When you hit enter, that's what we get. So now, after getting this, I will now go on to do some simple polish to see that we fit with the item setter's interest. This is our data set. It's a bit heavy because of the data that we are managing. So now, since we are dealing with money, let me try to reduce to around maybe 13. I don't know that people will be able to see. For the people following, please, we are trying to manage the screen to so that you can view each and every detail. So now remember, here I'm dealing with money. I will come and do some polish before I leave. Allow me align this center. After aligning it center, I'm going to go on to do some magic on the data to see that we don't leave any stone unturned. Over here, don't forget to Ctrl S, save changes. I've applied a border on all my work. After applying a border, since here I'm dealing with money, I can go on to put a comma. I can go on to align it center. It's already in the center. And then I can go on to put the UGX symbol so that we pick some scores here. I pick some symbols over here. I say, let me go under the ribbon launcher. I change it to currency. I click custom. I come over here. I put some units. Open quotes, UGX, close quote, put space, and then I can come here and click OK. So that we have some units. Why are we calling these units? Because when you check in the question paper here, even the item setter is also using them to represent money. So we are dealing with money. So each vendor is expected to pay monthly fee of UGX. I've also blended it in my data sheet over here. Now still, I can go on to make sure that even these figures are also respected the same way. Ribbon launcher, currency, come over here, custom, come here under below type, open quotes, type UGX, close quote, put space, and then put an OK there. One more, I'll come here, ribbon launcher, currency, custom, come here. I want to use open quotes, UGX, close quote, put space, click OK. Here we go. This is our data set. And after achieving this, I can now still do some polish before I leave. I will say, let me blend my upper section with some stunning color. Let me put that. I go to font color. I apply white. I can decide to bold it to make it visible. And then where we have our comments, which was one of the common areas of interest, I can also come, highlight. I say, let me apply a background color that will be eye-catching. Yes. So before I leave, I make sure that I have manipulated my spreadsheet very, very well. Yes, I'm applying this color. And then away from that, I can also come over here. I apply a good stunning conditional formatting to make my work look amazing. And then one more, I have even these areas of interest which I want to also respect very, very well. I can decide to bold. I can also come and apply a unique font for visibility purpose. I can also come over here. All this will help you as the learner to get some marks for manipulating the package very, very well. Now, after getting that, I can also come here bold, so that the people in interpreting my data set, they can really blend very, very well. So now, since we are, let me call this calculated overall balance. Yes, I'm going to create another sheet here, which I'm going to call visual data. Remember, in the visual data, I want to only focus on the element of interest from the question paper here. Because when you check it, they're telling us that the market operations manager has asked your brother, who is a market coordinator, to digitally organize the vendor's payment records, include coordinator comments, and compile each vendor's overall balance for the month of May. So now, here, the question, we see that the item setter, he has areas of interest. So I'm going to go on. Also, I compose a column chart having the vendor name and maybe the overall balance. So I highlight vendor name, I move to overall balance, I control on my keyboard, I highlight. After that, I go to insert, ribbon launcher, go to all charts. I'm going to take a column chart, I click OK. When I click OK, I have my chart here. Allow me Control X, cut it. I then move it to this blank worksheet that I had just created. Allow me increase the size for visibility. Yes, here is our chart. Now, after putting it here, still I won't just leave it like that. I'm going to come and do some customization. I say a column chart showing what? Vendor names and their overall balance. All these will help you earn some good marks. You have manipulated the package, you have showed the relevance, and you have been able to apply different skill sets as you attend to the question. Now, away from that, still on my chart, I'll come over here. I put the axis labels down here on the horizontal axis. We have names of vendors, and then I can also go on to respect it with some color, and then I can also bold. I'm trying to make sure that I submit excellent work to the person that will be marking our work. Don't forget to please pause and also follow with me. So now, after getting this, I will also say, then here we have overall balance. The overall balance, I'm going to highlight it. Let me put some white. I come here, I put a color that is really well blending. Now, this is my chart. We see a chart that has really been composed with a lot of zeal and energy. Don't just compose a chart and leave it there. You will be losing out on marks. So you have to take each and every step with the utmost seriousness if you are to really earn a mark, if you are to really get some good grades. Now, after putting this here, allow me Ctrl S to save. Even here, we had composed this very well. And then after doing this, I'm going to create one more sheet, which I'm going to call mail list. I will be telling you what will be the relevance of this sheet as we navigate through. So I'm going to move it here so that my work is organized in an order that is really on point. So now I'll come over here. Let me go move here. I'm going to copy my data here. After copying, I'm going to come and paste it, under this file, the sheet that I've just created. I want to match destination. Yes. I'm going to organize my work a little bit so that it gets back. Oh, I've missed out. Sorry. Okay, I missed out something. I wanted... Okay, but still, instead of creating one more here, we can still... I wanted us to have a separate data sheet which we shall use for mail merge, but still we can use this to still achieve the desired objective. So now let me move straight. After composing this, I'm going to move straight, and then we start running out with what the item setter really wanted us to do. Getting back to the question here, they're telling us that help your brother to organize the vendor's records electronically. We have organized our work very well. We have given a visual view. We have been able to compute the balances of the month of May, and everything is on point. Now, after getting this, they're telling us that generate the coordinators comment. We have generated them for each vendor and produce their payment statements. This is an area of interest. Payment statements. Now, what I will do, I will come over here. Let me now move back to my data set under the support material. We see that we had a dummy of the payment statement where they are focusing on the vendor name, the store number, the rent paid, security fee, blah, blah, and everything. So I will come, copy out this, Control C. After copying it out, I will come into my working folder, come here, go to new, and then say Microsoft Word document. How are we saving it? Based on the question, we are going to save it as payment, vendor's payment statement. Right click, go to new, and then say vendor's payment statement. Yes. Now coming here, I will open my vendor's payment statement and then paste what I have just copied from the support material. Now, after putting it here, still we need to do some adjustments so that we have standard work, so that we submit work that is different from the support material, so that we don't just submit things. So I will come here, Control A, come over here. I'm going to apply, let me take Arial Narrow for this. I'm going to take Arial Narrow as my font style. I'm going to come here. I take font size 12. I hit enter. I come justify my work. I come here, line spacing 1.5, which is the standard. Okay, now after doing this, I can come to my heading. I align it center, and then I can decide to change. I can bold. I can go on to increase the size of this. I can also give it a unique font size style. I can also go on to change. I'm trying to make my statement a bit different. Store performance for May 2025. I'll come over here, increase it a bit, and then I can go on to also give it a color that will a bit blend with the motif. Then I'll come here and I say vendor's payment statement, or this is already vendor, so I will say payment statement. After putting my payment statement here, I'm going to go on to give it to apply some magic on it, so that I pick, to see that I pick the examiner's interest as they go through my work. So I can go to insert, I click shapes, I come here, let me choose a different shape. I'm going to take the rounded rectangle, I come and position it around here, and then I'm going to give it this dark blue color, and then I'll send it, send to back. Don't know whether now I can view. Let me give this font color white. The people following, thank you so much. So now I'll come over here. I wanted to send it backwards. Okay, send it to back. I wanted to send to back. Okay, what would be the simpler option? Okay, the simpler option still, I wanted us to submit work that is on point. Allow me copy here. I've Control C to copy. I'll now erase it. I go to insert. I click shapes. I come insert a rounded rectangle. I come here, apply, give it this color, and then I come right click. I say add text. I add text. I'm putting that there. Allow me give it font color. I copy paste. I'm going to give it font color white, and then I can say yes. Now our statement is at least taking shape, and we are trying to make it different from what they had provided in the support material. Payment statement is what we have over here. Now we can also, we are going to be mail merging to have the vendor name here, the store number, the rent paid, security fee, coordinator comment, your timely payment, and everything. So now let me put a line here to act as a separator and to make my work really look stunning. So I'm going to draw a line here, and then this line I can go on to give it a different weight. I'm going to copy the same line, I duplicate it, and after duplicating, I'm going to try to align, and then I'll come over here. I give this line a different color from the other to see that at least I submit work that is looking nice. Now after doing all this, I can now go on to again apply some more alignments to make the work look nice and to be able to get some good marks from the examiner. I'll say no fill. After putting a no fill there, I'll Control C, Control V. I come over here. I then also align it over here. I'm going to give it the same color. Then this outer one, I'm going to give it under outline. Come over here. I don't want to miss out on consistency. Now after putting all this, I can now come and mail merge my work very, very well. At least the candidate, the learner, has showed a skill that he knows something in word processing. Then I'll come and do my mail merge to see that we fill these details with relevant information. Over here, I'm erasing these dummy spaces. Yes, yes, yes. So, your timely payment, I can now still come over here. I say maybe not. After putting a note there, I can now still come and do some adjustments to see that there is some bit of creativity as the candidate manipulates his work. Then away from this, I can still come over here. This is a payment statement. I again say under the payment statement, I'm going to put, let me tab. It needs to have, we need to have a date, and maybe today is, today we can say, today's date is 10th. I say maybe 10th 09/2025. You have to make sure that you do some adjustments in the work to see that you get marks from the people marking and to give some unique magic and have outstanding work for the people that are going to be marking our assignment. Now, allow me zoom a bit for visibility. It is over 18, and then here, let me also keep it at 18. So that is my date. At least I have a date on my payment statement. So if you receive it, you'll be able to know that, okay, this payment statement was issued on this and this day. Now we go for mail merging. I will go to mailings. I click select recipients. I say use an existing list. When I reach here, I'll browse on my desktop. Where is my desktop? My desktop is over here. I look for my folder where I had put item 004, item 1. I look for a spreadsheet which I want to use. I come over here and then I'm going to start doing some adjustments. Remember, we have multiple sheets in this worksheet, but I'm interested in the sheet where we had the columns of interest, which is this one. I click OK, and then after that, we are wrapping up. After that, I'll go on and then say, let me start inserting merge fields. I will come to insert merge field. I say we need the vendor name of vendor. I put it there. I can move to the store. Under the store number, I go to insert merge field. I say, store number. I move here. I put space. I come to insert. This is rent paid. Rent paid. I put it there. I come here. Put some space. I say here we need security fee balance. Come over here. Security balance on security fee. Come here. This is coordinator. Let me edit this. Coordinator comment. Come over here. Put space. Go to insert merge field. You say coordinator's comment. Yes. Now still you can go on and say, let me bold these key fields. I'm going to bold the key fields which are over here. Let me bold the key fields. I'm trying to make sure that my work is not ordinary, but it is extraordinary. Thank you for following. I appreciate the time. I appreciate every single comment you tend to push for me. Now I can select the comment, be italic, and let me change maybe the font for the comment to, I wanted to change the font for the comment to be a bit different from what we are using, and then I can go on to give it this dark red, and then that will be my comment. I wanted to check to put a different font that is a bit eye-catching. Okay, now after doing that, I can also go on here. One more, we are wrapping up. I want to apply maybe a drop on that to see that we catch up the examiner, to see that we don't lose out on marks. Then after doing this, before I wrap up my mailing, I will again go to insert. I go to page border. I click borders. All these are skills that the learner can apply into his work. I'm going to apply a watermark. I'm going to keep the watermark. I say custom watermark. I come over here. I say payment statement. I can give it a catching color and then apply that. After doing that, I'm trying to make sure that everything is on point. I'm going to come apply a header of my name. Yes, to customize a header of my name. Allow me align it center. Let me increase the font a bit, make it bold, and then I'll go on to still apply a footer of my personal number 004. Yes. Now I'm done with doing the basics. Now allow me go finish up with the mailings. So I'll move here. I say Under mailings, I'll come over here, get back to my file. I say finish and merge. I say edit individual letters. And then, but before you can still come and preview and see how your work will look like. See, I will say vendor's name, Julius Wako, store number 1, rent paid, this, that, and everything is clear. So now still, I can make this to be unique because this is a balance, or you can still leave it there. But the skills you apply will make the examiner to get bonded with your work. So now, I'll move to mailings. I say finish merge, edit individual letters, click all and click OK. So when I click OK, so far they will create for me another file which they are calling letters. So now I will say under letters, I can come over here, Control C. I go, I want to save it as. I come over here. I want to save it in my folder. This new folder has been created on my desktop. I come to a folder here. Thank you for following. We are doing Jjeb 2025, the July-August set. Item 1, I want to call it vendor. Okay. Vendor statements. I want to change the name, and then I click save. When I click save, now I have my letters well tallied, and everything is on point. Look, when I scroll, I can see all my letters well customized. They look nice. They are having a skill. You see, the learner has been able to manipulate the work very, very well. Look at the beauty. All letters for all the vendors that had balance have been portrayed here. So this is mail merge. Mail merge is when you apply a one content letter you send it to multiple recipients by just changing the few customized fields. We change the name, we change this, we change that, and that. Now so far we have manipulated over 2 applications. Spreadsheet done, word processing done. Control S. I will come here, close this, come here. You can also save it, and then here we go. I'm done using that. So now, remember, when we get back to the question, the people following, they are telling us that this is Jjeb, don't forget. They are telling us that the management of Kapai Market Traders Association is preparing for an upcoming stakeholders engagement day for new vendors. Now, in this engagement, the people that will be presenting about the vendors, the rent, the security fees, we need to compose for them a PowerPoint presentation. The examiner will give us a mark for this extra I will come over here, I create a PowerPoint. I say, PowerPoint. On this PowerPoint, I'm going to call it vendors data presentation. Yes, vendors data presentation. Vendors data presentation. I open my presentation, and then we start doing some adjustments. I'll reach here, click to add the first title. What would be my title here? Let me come in the support material. I try to pick something from there. Kapai Traders Association Vendors Records. Yes, let me pick this. I put it in my PowerPoint presentation. Control V. When I Control V, it looks to be a bit vague. Let me reduce the font. After reducing the font, Kapai Traders Association Vendors Records as at that date. Yes. I can even go on to remove the date. Here we go. Presented by who? Who's presenting this? Remember, they're telling us that each vendor, the market operations manager, has asked your brother, who is a market coordinator, to digitally organize the vendor's payment records, include the coordinator. Maybe who will be presenting this? The market coordinator, the market operations manager. Maybe the market operations manager will be the one presenting, but your brother has prepared it, and your brother is a market coordinator. So I'll come here, I say, I can say prepared by market coordinator. Yes. So after getting that, I can come here, create a new sheet. I'm going to call this overall. I prefer uppercase. Overall balance. Yes, under overall balance, what are we going to put here? So here, the candidate, you have to just be creative. You have to be very fast as you think. Try to be very, very, very fast so that you don't lose out on time and what you are trying to achieve. Overall balances. I can now access my spreadsheet here. I can now come use a very simple tool to save time. I'm going to use the snipping tool. You're also free to use it. All these are skills the learner has been able to acquire for over the 4 years, has been attending to his O-level new curriculum. He has learned multiple skills. I'll come over here, I paste. I'm trying to compose a PowerPoint that will be used during this management exhibition day. I've put my balance there and the comments. What should I put here? I can say on this, I'm going to put maybe the criteria. I can say criteria for comments. Criteria for comments. What's the criteria for comment? I can still come in my data sheet here where I had put everything. Let me highlight. I also add something to make it a bit on point. Okay, seems it can't give me what I want. So come over here. I'm going to just snip. Come here. I just want to pick only this. Yes. I come, copy. I'm using a snipping tool to do all this. I want to paste this over here. Allow me expand it a bit for visibility. And then I'll come over here. And say here I'm going to put maybe the visual illustration. Yes, I'm going to pick this. Let me drop it here. I will put my chart here. I'm going to make it visible by just stretching it a bit. To make it a bit visible, I have enough space. Yes. Allow me stretch it again to see that everything is on point. Now, away from that, I can come here and say recommendation. Under the recommendation, remember we had something in our support material here. Your timely payment. I want to take this to be my recommendation. Yes. My recommendation is here. One more. What else? Now I can say thank you. Thank you for your time. So now I'll keep this to be my presentation. I've kept it very, very simple. You're also free to go and add in your ideas basing on what you think will work. But I've manipulated over 3 applications showing you the relevance of each. So now I can move here. I bold. I give it white. I also come over here under the shape. I shade it I come to shape format, come to shape fill. I prefer this, and then I'll do the same for all the headings. Shape format, you can use the slide master to apply all these effects at once so that you save time. Yes, I want white, shape fill, that. I want to align it center. I want to bold it. So you see that my work is really on point. I can move here. Shape format, home, font color, white, bold, align center. So now this is our presentation. We can also add multiple skills. I can come under insert. I go under shapes. I say, let me still blend the use of action buttons. Yes, the action buttons will help us. I put an action button here. I make sure that this action button is linked to the next slide, the way you see here. And then I click OK. I can now just decide to copy this action button and then paste it on the other slides. I want to paste, let me reduce on the size here. I want to paste one here. I move here. I come paste one here. I move here. I paste one there. I move here. I paste one there. Oh, no, this one, on the last slide, let me put an action button that takes me back to the first slide. Come here, scroll down to action buttons. We have an action button here which says, this is go to beginning. So I'm going to put an action button here that takes me to beginning. I say, first slide, I click OK. After getting this, you can go on to apply as many skills as you can to make your presentation stunning and outstanding. So here we go. This is our work. I have applied. I can go on to put animations. I can go on to put animations. I can go on to again put multiple animations. Due to time, I'm going to just randomly select to see that we pick and get some good marks as the examiners, the item setters, the evaluators are marking. I can also apply a uniform transition. I can take maybe a fracture or prestige or crash, I can say apply that to all. I can make it run automatically by setting seconds to 2 and deactivating the on mouse click. I can also add some sound. I can make sure that I apply as many skills as I can. Now I'm done manipulating and doing my item. It has been our Jjeb 2025, the July-August set, which we have been able to attend. And this is how we have applied the skills on these different applications. Before I leave this, allow me to customize my work by putting a header and footer. Yes, I'll come to header, I come to footer, I say I have to customize your work to yourself. I say Mutebi Ratibu 004, my personal number. I click apply to all so that I have my footer on each and every slide. You can add as many more skills as you can to really get the examiner's interest. Look, when I come to slideshow, look at my presentation. It is running automatically, it is having some magic, everything is on point, there is some skills, and every single point has been applied, and then the presentation is really stunning. Now, away from that, it is time to submit. I will Control S, it is my time to submit. I will come back to my folder, Mutebi Ratibu 004, Item 1. I make sure that in the folder that I'm submitting to the examiner, it is only containing work that I want him to mark. I want this examiner to mark only the work that I want him to look into. So now I will come and delete all the support material that I had put at first. I'll come and delete all the support material that I had put at first. I had put this, I have updated the, yes, I had updated that, so I don't need this support material. So now, in my item 1 folder, I have only left 3 files from 3 applications, which I want the item setter to, the evaluator to mark. So I'll come here, I first even check through, is everything on point? I open my spreadsheet, I check, is everything on point? Oh, this is my work, okay. Since it's my work, I can even go on to put a heading here. You can go on to put a heading. Let me merge. Yes, so that my work is really on point. I want to put which heading? Maybe my heading was from the support material. I had the heading. Let me pick the heading from here. Yes, I want to make sure that my work is on point. I want to pick the heading from here. Yes, it is over here. So I want to pick this heading. I want to make sure that my work is really well. The data you're pasting isn't the same size. Do you want to paste? Okay, so I wanted, let me see what is in the heading. I can just type it. Okay, this is, let me see now. When I come here, if I paste, okay, let me just type that. Can come here. It is Kapei what? Pay what? One more time. Kapei Traders Association. Kapei Traders Association. I will come over here. I say Kapei Traders Association. I hope people can see. Let me zoom a bit so that people can easily see what I'm trying to manipulate here. Yeah, so I'm putting this heading here. I'm going to be making it bold, and then I can say maybe let me leave everything at that same point. Now, after doing this, I'm going to start printing. Control P. Control P, you see that when I Control P, my work has been chopped. I can't see some of the columns, so I come to no scaling. I say fit sheet on one page to fit all my work on one page. I go to page setup. Over here, I say under header and footer, custom header. Come over here and put a header of your name to customize, to have your work customized. Ratib, and then come over here, footer, my personal number 004, and then click here, then come to sheet option, click grid lines, click OK. So that your work is well customized. There is a header, there is a footer, you go even on the other sheet, you do the same, and then print. So this is what you have to print, and you make sure that everything has been well blended. So let me close this due to time. Click save. I'll come here. Don't forget to print your PowerPoint. I'll open my item 1 PowerPoint. After reaching here, print PowerPoint as a handout. Control P. Go to full page. Come here. I have 5 slides. I'll choose this option, and then I'll click print, and then I have everything well printed. I open my mail merge, I come over here, I open it, and then you have to make sure that you print all the letters for the other vendors as it was directed from the question paper. Now, after printing all your work, now you're free to run, and then don't forget item 2, we have it in our next video. Please, thank you for watching. Has been your ICT tutor trying to attend to Jjeb 2025, the July-August set. Thank you so much. Please reach out for inquiries 0784 6574 21. May God bless you till we meet. Thank you.